Why does no one like to talk about retirement? Is it because it's so far in the future? Are you that type of person that says, I'll cross that bridge when I get there? Don't wait till it's too late. If you have the opportunity to save for your retirement now, why don't you do it? If you have the energy to make more money, why not do it now so that you don't have to do it later? I don't want to be old and be like, oh, my back hurts, I gotta go to work today. I don't want to be that person. Do you want to be that person? I highly doubt that you want to be that type of person. There we go. That's a bit better, or not. I'm sorry to say, but retirement is literally around the corner for you. You blink and there it is. You're old. What are you going to do to change your situation? I was reading in this book, it said, or it did a study that people that seen an older version of themselves started to save more money. And wow, a new plaza's coming. And that, I found that to be kind of shocking because a lot of people, they don't picture themselves being old, but when they actually see themselves old, hey, this is going to be me. And when I get to this age, I'm going to probably be tired, not want to work and do the most. Maybe I should start thinking about retirement now. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't make much, don't look at your current situation as your final destination. Things can change, and it can change rapidly. It can change overnight. But in order for that to happen, you got to put in the work. Whether that's getting a new skill, a new job, whatever it may be, you got to put in the work. If you don't put in the work, you're not going to get the results. Another study shown, or retirement wasn't always a thing. Before retirement, people used to work until they died, up until they died. Some people enjoy working, some people love working. That's fine. If you love what you're doing, that's fine. But if you're working a job just to make ends meet, then you probably don't want to retire at the age of 65 or whatever the age limit is in your country. For me, in Canada, it's 65. The crappy part is life expectancy is 82. And there's no guarantee that you're going to live to 82. Previous to bringing in retirement, people did 25% of the population in England, only 25% of them seen the age of 70. 25%. Since introducing retirement, that has over like the last 100 plus years, that got up to 90% of the population living to 70. More people are living longer, but don't have the means to an end. Don't have the money to sustain. Maybe it's time for you to start thinking about what can I do to start putting into my retirement fund. There's many different vehicles that you can use, but the main vehicle you should start with is investing in yourself. The investment in yourself, the return is infinite. Why is this guy driving over there? The return on investment is infinite. Imagine putting that money, putting some money into yourself to upgrade a skill. You take that skill, you start a business. You take that skill, you apply it to your current job. You start making some more money. That little money you start saving now becomes a lot later. Why? Because there's something called compound interest. That's when your money makes money, which is called interest, and then that interest starts to make money. Think of it like little baby crabs, or is it crabs or lobsters, or seahorses. When they start to have babies, they have a lot of babies. Now imagine you put $1 into the market, and when I say market, I mean like in either like the stock market, real estate, a business. Those are like the three main areas that you can invest. Also yourself, but like for like a return on investment where you don't really have to do much work, depending on what you choose. And if you just keep putting more money into it, you put $1 in today, it starts to make 10 cents tomorrow. You put another $1 in, now you have $2 making 10 cents each, plus the 10 cents making, say, a penny. And if you keep doing that over and over time it becomes big. Imagine it being a snowball, and you just keep pushing it and rolling it and rolling it, and eventually you get a big snowball. Fun fact, when you do hit the retirement age, you're less likely to spend as much as you did when you were younger. If you get that out of your system when you're younger, when you get older, if you save up enough for how much you spend now for later, you won't spend that much and you'll be okay. You'll be well off. I want you to think, how much money do you need to retire? And what you're going to do to find that number out, you're going to take your annual expenses for the year. How you find your annual expenses, take your fixed costs, multiply that by 12. Take an estimate of your variable costs. That's costs that change from time to time, maybe every month. And you're going to estimate that cost. And that will give you your annual expenses. Take that number, multiply that by 25. When you multiply that by 25, that's how much money you're going to need to retire. What I did was just give you a goalpost. You now know where your target is. Now you're aiming to get as close as possible to that target. The faster you get there, the faster you can retire. The more life you get to enjoy. Before you say, oh, I don't make that at my job, because you're trading your time for money. You need to stop trading your time for money and figure out how you can trade more money for more time. Once you figure that out, you will be better off. How do you do that? Create a product or a service that solves a big problem for a lot of people. That's one way you can do it. You can create a product or a service, a premium product or a service, and charge people for it. Put it out in the marketplace and charge people for it. You ever hear of, I was watching a podcast, sorry, not hear of, but I was watching a podcast, and the person said, how do you make $10,000? And it was two people talking, and they were saying multiple different ways to make $10,000. If you apply grade 5 math to the amount of money you want to make, it's doable. Let's break it down. If you need to make $100,000, let's say you make a book. For that book, you need to make, let's say, 30,000 sales. 30,000 sales gets you, let's do a book for $10. That's how much you're making after expenses. You need to sell 10,000 books to hit 100,000. 10,000, you make that 10,000, now you can retire, if that's your retirement number. Another thing that you could do, let's say you turn that book into an online course and you make 1,000, or you make that $100. Then you only need to sell 1,000 of those courses, if I'm doing my math right. Am I doing my math right? 10,000, 1,000. So now you need to do 1,000. That 1,000 gets you 100,000. I'm doing my math because sometimes I feel like my math is off. 1,000 for $100, and you got 1,000 people to buy. Now you got your retirement number. Let's say you decide to do one-on-ones. People can book you to do one-on-ones, and now you charge $1,000 for that. You only need 100 people to pay you $1,000. Let's say now you do an event or a mastermind where they come together with other people, like-minded people, and you charge $10,000. You only need to sell 10 of those. Maybe you do a VIP day with you and you charge $100,000. What I just did for you was grade 5 math. If you take the 0 and move it into another place, you can get $100,000. Whatever it is that you're thinking, take a pen and apply it to paper. I did a video where I talk about write your ideas that you can watch next.